It should be a day of celebration as Prince William, next in line to the throne, celebrates his 43rd birthday. But in spite of warm and loving messages from his father, the king, his beautiful wife, Princess Catherine, family members, friends, and the public, deafening silence from sunny California. How ironic that the Markles of Montecito, who live on social media these days, and in recent months, even using Archie and Lily to boost their profile and their bank accounts, they can't bring it upon themselves to wish William a very happy birthday. Of course, it's no surprise that Meghan Markle has offered no good wishes to her brother-in-law. She detests him with every cell in her body because, well, William is the most famous royal in the world, not Harry. William is the most popular royal in the world, not Harry. And William will be crowned king, not Harry. And of course, the other reason why Duchess Difficult detests Prince William is because of his choice of wife, Princess Catherine, who is, be clear, Meghan Markle's arch nemesis. When Catherine is eventually crowned queen, the wildly competitive and pathologically jealous Meghan Markle will likely self-combust. She'll disappear in a cloud of smoke. She'll evaporate. She'll explode. It will be a joy to behold. Bring popcorn. Now, women can be very unkind to each other and very competitive and destructive. It's a common and quite unreported trait. So Meghan and Catherine having beef, so be it. But there is zero excuse for Harry to ignore his brother on his big day. Nothing from Harry, not a squeak, no text messages, no calls, nothing. Just ghosting. Exactly like Meghan Markle has done with members of her own family. Now, let's remind ourselves on his 43rd birthday that William is Harry's only sibling. William is all Harry's got. Yes, you've got King Charles, but genetically, DNA, bloodlines, Harry's only connection to their late mother, Princess Diana, is his brother William. And he can't bring himself to take out his smartphone and say, darling brother, all my love on your big day. Let's have a beer soon. Maybe we can have a Budweiser, which is the king of beers. By the way, in the comments, a few of you don't agree that Budweiser is the king of beers. But the thing is, you see, it says king of beers on the adverts. So doesn't that make it true? Anyhow, let me know in the comments, which is the king of beers? When I'm in the United States, which beer should I drink? Because the Mark Dolan Show is coming to the United States at the end of this month for 3 weeks. Daily videos, including exclusive footage from Montecito. Montecito! So William is Harry's only connection to Diana. And yet Harry cannot be bothered to send him a message. William has done so much for that boy. William was Harry's effective guardian following Diana's tragic passing. He was the older brother. He took his brother under his wing. He couldn't have done more for him. And of course, the affection was so strong that Harry used to refer to his brother as Willie. Okay, they played together. They did play fighting. That's what boys do. Boys will be boys. That it was a loving, close bond until what was the moment where Harry and William's relationship went wrong? What was the tipping point? Can you think back? The chronology. What went wrong? Who came into Harry's life at a moment that poisoned everything? You stepped into my life and I'm oh so happy. Yes, it was, of course, my husband. Yes, Princess Henry, as I like to call her now, because when Harry and Meghan, I'm sad to say, eventually divorce, she'll become Princess Henry, especially if they're stripped of the Duchess titles. Anyway, we'll get the Sussex titles. We'll get to that. That's another story. So William has done so much for that boy. In fact, I'm so furious about this. I'm now sweating. I will say one thing. We're working on an air conditioning solution for the Mark Dolan Show because it's very hot. London's having a heat wave at the moment, which is why I think Princess Catherine chose not to attend Royal Ascot. And good for her. She's just recovering from cancer, for goodness sake. It was the right thing to do. But so London is very toasty and I'm sweating, unlike Prince Andrew, who apparently doesn't sweat. So maybe if it gets really hot, I might bring in Prince Andrew to host the Mark Dolan Show for a couple of weeks until things cool down.
Hello, I'm Prince Andrew. Welcome to the Mark Dolan Show. Let's drop a few truth bombs, shall we?
I'll be honest with you, I'd quite like to hear what Prince Andrew thinks. Because a couple of weeks ago I asked you to tell me in the comments, who's worse now? Who's worse? Prince Harry or Prince Andrew. A lot of you said Harry's worse than Andrew now. Low bar. So, William has done so much for Harry. So the fact that you can't send him a text message on his birthday, give him a call. Hello, brother. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. No grateful thanks. Because, of course, don't forget that Harry is a professional victim. How did that happen? How did Harry become such a professional victim? Who got in his head to make him think that the country that he was born in was evil, that the monarchy was a hideous, hateful regime, and that his brother was his arch nemesis? By the way, language used in his terrible book, Spare. What happened? Who got into his head? My husband! So, William was Harry's effective guardian, older brother. And here's the other big thing. Here's the great legacy, because William's a smart guy, right? He's a great looking guy. He's got it exactly right with the hair loss, hasn't he? He's got it exactly right. He's just, he's not trying to, there's no comb over. Everyone thinks this is a comb over, by the way. It's all mine. I even got an email from a hair replacement clinic the other day asking whether they might sponsor the show. What are they saying? This guy got a full head of hair here. This is a full rug. But when it goes, you've got to be honest, like William, he just looks terrific. He's a good-looking guy. He's in great shape. And he's got a body mass index to die for. The guy's all muscle, no fat. He's sinewy. He's lithe. He's toned. He's tight. He's ripped. He's probably got abs that you could eat your breakfast off, I would have thought. So anyway, he's a fine man. But the other thing is he's intelligent, right? And he's got great judgment, William. And William is on the record as having warned Harry about Meghan. So you know that old expression, you quite often ladies, if they've got marriage problems, they're always like, my mother was right all along. My mother was right. I should have listened to my mother. I should have listened to my mother. Well, you should always listen to your mother, and I should especially listen to my mother because she's never wrong. But that's provably true. So women do say that, don't they? The ladies do say, I should have listened to my mother. She was right all along. Well, Harry should have listened to William because William knows his onions and he saw this upstart coming in, this Z-list actress from the United States. And he saw exactly what was happening, that this woman was going to basically control him, take over, do things on her own terms, damage the royal family, and then probably take him away. And that's exactly what happened. William saw it all coming, and I've got the best ever reference for that. And it is from Finding Freedom by Omid Scobie. Scobie-Dobie-Dobie. Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Yikes! Let's get out of here, Shaggy! Anyhow, so, and Scobie, right? Omid Scobie, what a name. Omid Scobie is basically the unofficial spokesperson to the Sussexes. He's the guy that feeds little stories into the press. And he's very allied to Montecito, what do we call them? Montecito Manor. Because actually the house doesn't have a name, does it? Their house, their $20 million house with 16 bathrooms. So let's call it Montecito Manor. Montecito Manor. Montecito Manor. Okay, so Scobie-Dobie-Dobie, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, wrote in his book Finding Freedom, which was a piece of partisan propaganda that would have even Joseph Stalin blushing. And he said the following. He quoted William in the book, saying that William expressed concerns about Harry proposing to Meghan. William said, don't feel that you need to rush this. Take as much time as you need to get to know this girl. Now, that remark, this girl, stung Harry and is cited as the early spark of their rift. Harry felt insulted, perceiving the advice as both dismissive and snobbish. Well, she was a girl. I don't know if she's a girl now. She's a middle-aged woman, isn't she? But, he can call her a girl. She was a girl at the time, because what was she? She was an obscure American actress because I've got, this show now, did you know that the biggest audience for the Mark Dolan show is in the United States, right? Do you know where I'll tell you where we're massive, okay? USA number one, okay? USA number one. It's the number one territory of the Mark Dolan show is the United States. It's number one by an order of magnitude. And the other big territories, the United Kingdom, what a country. I mean, the UK, my home of birth. Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Holland, Germany, France. These are big countries of the Mark Dolan Show. Je vous en prie, merci bien. But the United States is the #1 audience of the Mark Dolan Show and growing like that. Yeah. I've got to be careful what direction my hand goes because I don't want to do an Elon Musk. So let's just make sure the hand goes up and not forward. Like that. La, 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 la. Little fun fact, I've got some major royal truth bombs for you, by the way, and I've got reasons as to why Harry needs to message William at some point. Because can I tell you, it's still, right now, as I broadcast this, it is still William's birthday. So there's still time for Harry to see this video and to message his brother, and I'll explain why he should in a second. But can I just say that Elton John wrote a song called Crocodile Rock. Do you know it? La, 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 la. Quite interestingly, he took a bit of a bath on that one because it's a great song, great composition. But the composers of a song called Speedy Gonzales approached his record company and said, we've written that tune already. And Speedy Gonzales, you better come home, Speedy Gonzales. And then it goes, la, 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 la. Basically the same tune. So poor old Elton had to write a big fat check, a couple of $1 million. And off they went in their separate ways. But I'll be honest, Elton John does not struggle with originality. Someone else went after him for the song Nikita. Oh, Nikita, you will never know anything about my home. Can't remember the rest. Lucky you. The baddest ever hold you. Oh, no, Nikita, you'll never know. It's a lovely tune. Some guy said, no, he wrote that. And the defense of the lawyer representing Elton John was, the one thing we know about Elton John is he does not struggle to come up with melodies. Case dismissed. And that was it. Out you go, son. So Harry felt insulted by William calling Meghan this girl. Well, she was just a girl at that point. Okay? And the other thing is that he didn't like his narrative being burst that, it was going to be this perfect relationship, this, almost like Disney-like fairy tale. What you got from William, which is what you need from a friend or a loving sibling, you need the truth. You need some honesty, because if you can't rely on your own brother for honesty, where are you going to go? My siblings, okay? Brother, 2 sisters, always honest, right? And sometimes that's lovely and fluffy and comfy. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. It's this uncomfortable. It's this uncomfortable de temps en temps. Maintenant. Merci du beefsteak. Bien cuit. So, and then sometimes your family comments and feedback will be lovely and fluffy, and they'll say you're amazing, which they should. And I hope your brothers and sisters are nice to you. I really do. But sometimes they've got to tell you stuff that's uncomfortable, that's not true. They do. They have to do that. And Harry doesn't like it because I think he's a bully and I think he's spoiled and he's not used to people saying no to him. And William has said no. William stood up to him. He's like, sorry, big guy. I'm going to be king. I'm stronger than you. We discovered that from that story in Spare where he's given him the left hook. Because I found out in my detailed research for the show today that William is left-handed. So left hook at the old Nottingham cottage. And it was like the Thriller in Manila. It was like the Rumble in the Jungle. Never understood boxing, to be quite honest. They never look ready, do they? For the fight, they never look ready. They're always in their dressing gown. It's like, do you not set an alarm or something? You could be dressed for the fight. They just sort of come out. A door flings open and his dressing gown going, what time is it? I was just having a nap. Where's the professionalism? So, right. So honestly, folks, you've got no idea what I'm sitting on here for you. This is gold. So do not go anywhere. This is so important. Plus, lovely Catherine's tributes to William and Charles's as well. But look, no, Harry doesn't like people that stand up to him. And I think already, 2017, 2018, the proposal happened already. Meghan's got her hooks. Meghan has got her hooks in him. And the spell has been made, the die has been cast. So, it's that classic expression. I'd love to know who came up with it. Was it William Shakespeare? This idea of don't shoot the messenger. And you know that story. It's like the messenger comes along, he brings you a letter that's got bad news in it, and you shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. He's on the minimum wage. He works for DHL. Have you noticed how every DHL truck has bumps and scratches on it? Do you think maybe the first thing they could do is learn to drive and then deliver the parcels? Do you think they could do it in that order? The learn to drive bit, then the parcel bit. What do you think? My God, and they fly around with the door open. Are they out of their tiny minds? I feel sorry for them, by the way, in the very stiff, very heavy cotton uniforms, those blue, which are not flattering. If I worked for DHL, I'd be down to the tailor and I'd have a nip and a tuck, I can't lie. And I'd whistle. I'd bring back whistling. Whatever happened, look, guys, please. We have an issue on the show. I've got to level with it. I'm going to drop you some truth bombs, which is I've got a lot of material to get through. I've got a lot of things to tell you. And then you chip in with questions about DHLs, for which there is no time. We've got work to do. So, by the way, yesterday's show, previous show, was an XL. It was 50 minutes. It was a beast. Generally, the aim for the show, running time, around half an hour. I think that's plenty, isn't it? You're very busy people. Someone messaged me saying, please, the video's too long. I've got things to do. I've got to get out there and survive. There are people out there holding down 3 jobs just to pay the rent, right? The economy everywhere is shot to pieces, isn't it? It's horrible. Across the West, the economy's knackered. So occasionally what I'll do, when there's a lot of material, we'll just do a big fat one, like a big XL from time to time. It's a special treat. We'll do 50 minutes from time to time. But as a general rule, the goal is 30 minutes or thereabouts. By the way, next video is Monday. Monday, da-da, da-da-da-da-da. So that would be the 23rd. So look, right. So what Harry's done is Harry essentially has fallen out with William because William told Harry the truth. That is at the heart of this. And he didn't like it, but he should have listened because now look at the mess that is his life. He also, by the way, which is brilliant because it's in the book Spare, so we know it's relatively true, that young William warned Harry about Meghan, and this is a big aspect of the storyline in Spare, which is Harry's tell-all book written by Meghan, because Harry didn't write it. Harry doesn't do sentences. But so William called Meghan difficult, rude, and abrasive, okay, which really upset Harry. And Harry felt like it parroted press narratives about Meghan. It was like a cliche about Meghan, that William called her difficult, rude, and abrasive. Well, I've got news for you. She is difficult, rude, and abrasive. Sounds like a law firm, doesn't it? I'm going through an expensive divorce at the moment, but I'm using some very good people. I'm using difficult, rude, and abrasive. Do you know them? They're very good. They're expensive, but they're good. Very thorough. Difficult, rude, and abrasive are a fine law firm. They've been operating out of New York for over 3 decades. Difficult, rude, and abrasive. How can I help you? So they had the big fight. We know that in Nottingham Cottage, but William was right all along. So here are the reasons why Harry has to message William in the next few hours, right? In the UK now, a little trade secret, it's coming up to, well, it's just gone 4 o'clock. And therefore, 4 p.m., he's got, my maths aren't great, but I think he's got, oh my goodness, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Am I the only one that still counts with my fingers? I think it works. The tax man doesn't agree. So 8 hours. He's got 8 hours to fix this and to message his brother. And here's why he's got to do it. Because Diana would want it. If Diana was here today, and I wish she was, she'd be on a plane to Montecito now, and she would read Harry the Riot Act. Of course she would. She would be devastated at what's happened to their relationship. She wouldn't like Meghan because Meghan has engineered the split between her 2 boys. Okay? She is Woko Mono that split up the Royal Beatles. That's what she is. All we are saying is give peace a chance. I don't like singing the Beatles because I think it cost me that now. It's just cost me £28 million. in royalties. Elton is fine because Elton knows that, you know, the Mark Dolan show, we're in the Elton inner circle of trust. Circle, right, look. By the way, so this is big, right? Diana would be on a plane to Montecito. She'd read him the riot act. She would tear a strip off him. You know how William took his lights out with the left hook? She'd take his lights out with the right hook. I'm not condoning physical aggression. This is all metaphorical for me. But she'd handbag him. Do you know that expression? Is it just British people that say that you get a good handbagging? Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, she used to give some of her male ministers hell because, let's be honest, she was harder working and cleverer than they were, because she had to claw her way to the top to become PM, because in those days, it was a really tough gig for women in politics. It still is, but it was even harder then. So she had to be 10 times better than any man. And it meant that when they went in and had meetings with her, she knew their brief. She was Prime Minister, right? She knew their brief of their individual department better than they knew their own brief, right? She knew their brief better than they knew their own brief. And she'd correct them on details. And she would take them down, and she would take them down to Chinatown. And that was known as receiving a handbagging. She basically, metaphorically, she's got a handbag out, and she's... But just a metaphor, because the Mark Dolan show does not condone physical altercation. I was thinking about Diana the other day, and what a woman. I love Diana so much. And I'll tell you the whole story one day, but I was working at a radio station owned by Mohammed Al-Fayed when the news came of her tragic passing. But if I would do, I mean, I'd bring so many people back. We'd all bring, who would you bring back? Let me know in the comments. Obviously, we would bring loved ones back, wouldn't we? I'd bring my wonderful old man back. I'd bring my grandparents back. I'd bring everyone back. Of course I would. I of course would. But just out of interest, what celebrities? If it's just assume you're getting all your relatives back. On top of that, what celebrities would you bring back? I'm going to let you have 3, and I'll tell you who I'd bring back. I'd bring back, no, I'm going to have 4 because I gave this a bit of thought. I'll let you have 4 celebrities you can bring back. I'm going to bring back Princess Diana, Elvis, Peter Sellers, comic genius, and John Lennon. Those are the people I'd bring back. Who would you bring back? Let me know in the comments. So the bottom line is, I mentioned earlier about the connection between Diana and Harry and William, and that is the triangle. And if Harry doesn't have William, he has no connection to his mother. Similarly, and hopefully this is many decades from now, but Charles is, obviously, he is battling cancer. When Charles passes, which I hope is many years from now, when he does, William is all Harry's got. Because when Charles passes, his father's gone, his mother's already gone, and William is all he's got left. And this is a guy that he can't be bothered to pick up his smartphone and send a text to. Thank you, brother, for doing a great job. Humpy dumpy dump. World's least happy millionaire. So that's why he's got to message his brother. He's also depriving his own children of the chance to grow up with their cousins. Don't you think cousin relationships are fantastic? I've got amazing cousins. I think cousins are good because they're like your siblings, but it's a little bit more chilled out, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit more relaxed. Your cousins are like your brothers and sisters, but not quite so fraught. You know, there's less tension, there's less friction because you're not in each other's pockets. You know, you see your cousins every so often, so they are genetically linked to you. The values are gonna, diverge. Same family kind of thing, but it's not your brother and sister. You know, because you get flare-ups, and this is the big thing, by the way. I have no problem with William and Harry having had fights. Okay, and if they get back together and have more fights, that's normal. Okay, it is normal. Siblings fight, but underneath of that is love, especially on a birthday. You kind of swallow your pride. You're like, oh, I'm having a little bit of a fraudeur with my sister at the moment, or my brother, hypothetically. You still message them on your birthday, don't you? And Harry hasn't done that, so it's shocking. And I feel really sorry for Archie and Lily that they don't get to hang out with their cousins, Louis, Charlotte, and George. Okay, just imagine the bond that they would have because they're in a similar boat, right? Because their fathers are brothers and they're royals and they're in the spotlight, especially thanks to Meghan's recent blitz on social media. And yet they got no contact. And similarly, it's the same that Archie and Lily won't know their grandparents because they've barely met them. Well, they haven't met Thomas at all. Harry would be the bigger man if he messaged William, okay? If Harry, I know there's a lot of bitterness, and many of you have told me in the comments that you don't think William should forgive Harry. If he apologised, let me know. If William, if Harry apologised, should William forgive? Let me know what you think. Or would there be terms and conditions? What are the terms and conditions by which William would forgive Harry? Or is it no forgiveness? Let me know in the comments. I will say that if Harry wished him a happy birthday, William couldn't complain. At that point, that's an olive branch. And that would be significant. I think it'd be a great thing to do. So that's what I would recommend he does. I don't think it's going to happen. I'll tell you the other thing that breaks my heart about it is what William has been through in the last couple of years. With his father's cancer diagnosis, losing his grandparents, losing his brother in a sense, and then having his own wife battle cancer. Is there no empathy within Harry that he would just think, you know what, my brother, my bros, he's had a tough couple of years. I might just message him on the occasion of his 43rd birthday, given that his wife is in remission, thank God, for cancer, but still isn't well enough or strong enough to participate as a full active royal, as we saw at Royal Ascot. It was the right decision, but it was a reminder that the cancer, please God, is behind her, and that's my understanding. But the impact of that illness, I had a nurse message me, not a direct message, TikTok, OnlyFans. Careful, folks, it's a family show. Nurses do reach out to me, and there's a lot of pictures of nurses on my computer because I have a lot of fans in the caring sector. Okay, don't judge me. That it was a lovely lady that watches the Mark Dolan show, God bless you, and she's a nurse, and she said, listen, let me tell you, if you've been through chemo, that's a year to 2 years before you feel anything like yourself again. Brilliant. That's what I love about the comments, by the way. This is such a rich audience that we have here, a rich community. You've all got wild experience of, some of you are younger, some of you are older, and it's a wonderful thing to read those comments. But anyway, so that's what one of you said, is that the poor woman needs a year, 2 years, just to get back to her. So she's been through all that, and Harry can't put two and two together and think, my sister-in-law, what she's been through, and my brother. Surely at that point, that's when the defences come down. But then don't forget, and I was the only journalist in the world to point this out, in the world, on my previous TV show, because I was on air when the news broke of Catherine's cancer diagnosis, and I was on air when Harry and Meghan's little sort of statement came through, and it was fine, and wishing her well and all the rest of it, no problem. And there was a statement, fair play. It didn't have the word love in it. The word love did not feature in a long statement about Catherine's diagnosis from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And why? Because they are so riven with hatred for the Waleses. They are. It's very sad. So there you go. That is what they've got to do. They've got to fix it. They've got to bury the hatchet. But I don't think it is going to happen. What I will say is that the royal family's official X account shared an unseen image of Prince William. It was absolutely gorgeous. Let's take a look. Now, isn't that wonderful? The royal family's official X account sharing an image of Prince William that's not been publicised before. In the portrait, William, as you can see, is seated in a field, wearing a light blue shirt and navy slacks with a casual bearded look. The caption is so discreet. It's so polite. Happy birthday to the Prince of Wales, right? No love hearts on kids' faces. No one with their back to the camera. No trips to Disneyland. No twerking in a hospital ward. Just a beautiful, dignified photograph of their beloved son on his birthday. Just discreet and minimal. Happy birthday to the Prince of Wales. You don't need anything else. You don't need more than that. And Harry doesn't have to do more than just say, happy birthday, bro. The tone is informal, calm, affectionate, just right from the royal family. And of course, we know that that message will have gone out under the auspices of King Charles and Queen Camilla. That's their message, and it's exactly what you need. It hits the spot. So that was wonderful. And then you've got, so gorgeous, Princess Catherine publishes a photograph, and it's a puppy photo tribute. She posts a playful image of William, surrounded by puppies believed to be from their family dog, Orla's litter. So, photograph of the family dog with Orla's litter. William's in jeans and a green shirt, smiling as the puppies crawl over him in a field. A soft family-focused contrast to his military persona. The caption, by the way, gorgeous, signed by the whole family. Again, no outpouring, right? No overzealous expression of love. Just as simple as this. Happy birthday, exclamation mark. Love, C.G. C and L. So that's C, Catherine, G, George, C, Charlotte, and L, Louis. And she also says from Orla and the puppies. It's good-humoured, it's cute, it's fabulous. And a reminder of how special that family are and how special Prince William is. So may I officially wish the prince, who will be our future king, so I better behave myself because he can have me sent to the tower. Because when he's king, he'll be one of those buccaneering kings, like Henry VIII. William might, he might be a little territorial. He might look at France enviously and think, let's take it back. He might even have designs on America. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. But look, the bottom line is, by the way, if that happens, if William tries to take back America, right, I feel the majority of viewers of this show are now in the United States, and I'll sit down and I'll go, Your Majesty, I understand your enthusiasm to take America back, but they're doing very well as an independent country now. It's really worked out for them. It's the biggest, it's the richest economy in the history of planet Earth, and it's a beacon of democracy, freedom, creativity, diplomacy, military prowess, quality of life, opportunity. America's perfect, so I suggest we leave it well alone, because the last thing we want to do is take back America and make it like Britain is at the moment, which, I'll be honest, faces its challenges. So, but we could take some of France. I think maybe northern France would be good. And I do like the coast. That would be pleasant. Get them speaking English again with fish and chips and the full English. Folks, I think you can tell that things are unraveling. I cannot wait to see you for the next video. So there will be a little pause for tomorrow, Sunday. Great opportunity if you're around to catch up on some of the other videos, because these are coming out thick and fast. The hit rate is, it seems to be now daily, 6 days a week. So we will regroup on Monday the 21st for more Royal Truth Bombs. Stay awesome. Thank you for watching. Please like the video if you can. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, because that helps me to grow the channel. God bless Prince William on his 43rd birthday. Ciao.